Hi, friends. Welcome back to the Stress Sleep Connection series. And each week we go through a different set of reasons of why you may feel tired but wired at night. So, tonight we are going to talk about something that's a little personal but very important to talk about. So, first, before that, I'm Rebecca Russell. And I used to be challenged with chronic worry and racing brain, which led to sleep issues. Thank goodness someone introduced me to essential oils because that, along with lifestyle changes, helped solve that issue. So I'm just here to share what I've learned on my journey, and I will tell you that during the health scans I do for people or just the wellness consults, stress and sleep are the two common things I hear almost every time. So I figured I might as well just address some of the subtopics of this, and hopefully one of these is going to be, one or more, helpful for you. So, okay, tonight we're going to talk about the how negative self-talk affects your stress, of course, which affects your sleep. So, if your brain doesn't turn off around bedtime, and you're tired, but then the minute your head hits the pillow, you're going crazy in the brain, or you wake up through the night and then can't get back to sleep, or you wake up and you're not rested, then this series may be for you. And be watching. I'm going to be getting them up on YouTube eventually, but they're not all up there yet, so be patient. So, why does negative self-talk, how does that affect our sleep? If you think about it, if someone is screaming at you or even just raising their voice, don't you feel that stress? You probably get closed up, you maybe lean back, but you're bracing yourself. It's an attack. So when you do this to yourself, this is how your body and brain are reacting as well. So you've got that fight or flight trigger, and that triggers your cortisol, which does not help with sleep. That keeps you wired. So we need to learn how to be kinder to ourselves. And some of the things, if you think, oh, I don't do that, well, here are some examples. When your head hits the pillow, do you sort of go through the day and think, I didn't get hardly anything done? Or do you even sometimes a very general thought of, why am I like this? Or I should have handled that better, or I never get to sleep on time. So you're berating yourself, you're judging yourself, and those aren't helpful. Yes, we need to be aware of what we're doing, but just that negative self-talk is not helping. So it keeps that cortisol level high, and you're going to have trouble getting to sleep. So if the way to tell if this is what your issue is for why you're wired but tired, again, if you replay the day and you find you're beating yourself up, or you're worried about tomorrow, that's another sign. You're mentally exhausted but you're wired. You feel guilty about doing nothing. Anyone else sort of addicted to busyness? I mean, it's very hard for me to be still, and for me to not feel guilty if I take a lunch break and I read some fiction to just get my brain focused on something else. I usually allow 20 minutes, but it's like if I had a traditional job, I'd probably get at least 30. So I'm not a very good boss, I guess, but it's a tough thing. We are hard on ourselves typically. So, and then another sign is if you can't turn your brain off at night. So if you've recognized some of these things, the good news is we've got tools that can help us. We can retrain ourselves. So essential oils are amazing for this. And some of my favorite ones are, especially for the negative self-talk, is peace. And this is especially at night as well. So peace has ylang-ylang and lavender. It's just a beautiful scent. And it is one that just helps with calm everything down, and just helps with self-doubt and perfectionism. So if those sort of resonate with you, peace might be your oil. You can place some over your heart. You can diffuse it however you want to do that. Another one for this is Console. These oils are from the Emotional Aromatherapy collection. There are 6 oils, and Console is another beautiful blend, and it helps. It's very supportive when you're going through something that deals with grief or loss, or if you're feeling overwhelmed. And it pairs really well with lavender as well. All these do. But Console is one that you may not know about, but it's a beautiful blend. And then a combination of oils to do for diffusing is, one of my favorites is bergamot and lavender. So you probably know lavender is very calming, so there's no surprise there. But bergamot is the oil of self-acceptance. So if we're doing the negative self-talk thing, then that means we're being very judgmental. We are not loving ourselves. We're not accepting ourselves. So I think bergamot would be an excellent oil to get into your routine in any way that you can. So diffusing it with the lavender at night would be awesome. One of the things you can do as far as another tip is, of course, take some deep breaths, and then there's an affirmation or more, 2, 3, I know tons of them, but one is you can say to yourself as you're diffusing those oils is, I am safe to rest, I did enough today, and my body knows how to relax. Now you can do one of those, 2, all 3. You can do it several times while you're just maybe listening to some, soft music, and diffusing those oils. So that can be very helpful. Another tip is to get either a notebook or a journal or just paper, and write down everything that's on your mind. We talked about earlier, I didn't do enough today. Why am I the way I am? Those kind of things. So write down, just do a dump. Don't filter anything, just write everything down. And then next to each one that you've written down, I want you to think about these 3 things. First, is it true? Did you not get anything done today? Because sometimes we do that all or nothing kind of thing, or you always or you never, and we do that to ourselves. I never get enough done in a day. Well, I've thought that before, but I have a routine at night where I list everything I've done, and I list my wins, and I'm sort of impressed sometimes. But yet before I did that, I was down on myself for not getting these 2 other things done. So I don't know if anyone else struggles with that, but that's something that I do. So is it true? And then is it helpful? So is it helpful to make a to-do list that is so long, you're basically setting yourself up for failure? I am so guilty of this. Because, they do need to get done, but maybe not all today. And so I've even tried to trick myself where I don't even want it on my daily, like I have a little sheet that I use every day to keep track of things. I feel like if it's on that sheet, then I'm going to feel like a failure if I don't get it done. So for a while I was doing sticky notes for the things that weren't priorities, but they wouldn't be on that other sheet that would make me feel like I failed and was lazy. So, we all do. You got to do what you got to do to try to make it work. I finally just gave up with that because it was just too tedious. But that's where my brain goes. So I'm right there with you with this, kind of challenge. So the third thing is, what would I tell a friend? So if your friend was telling you, I can't believe what a slacker I am. I have all these things I didn't get done today. And I'm just, I'm a loser. Would you allow that? Would you think that was okay? Of course not. So you would just sort of talk her through, ask her why she thinks that and what did she really get done and so forth. So you would be very kind and you would want her to be kind to herself. So we need to do the same thing for ourselves, be our own best friend. And another tip on this is one of my dear friends was struggling with this issue, and I suggested to get a rubber band and wear it around her wrist. And I didn't think this up. I heard it from someone else. But whenever she is aware of a negative thought like that, where she's very down on herself, she snaps that rubber band. Not for pain or anything, but just to sort of like, oh, that's what I was thinking. That's not helping me. So I think we sometimes we're not paying attention to how we're thinking or what we're saying to people. So, if someone points it out to you, what you said, because I will, because it helps me remember to not do it for me as well, then just flick that rubber band and just sort of get into that habit of awareness, really thinking about what you're thinking, what you're saying. And hopefully you have friends that'll help you with that too. So you can just go through all those things you wrote down and ask those 3 things. And so I just hope that with this little segment here that you understand how important it is how you talk to yourself. Words are so powerful. And if we could only treat ourselves the way we would treat our child, our best friend, our fur baby, we're much kinder to others, and we need to do the same for ourselves. And so if you need help with coming up with a nighttime routine, I have tons of ideas. I've gone through a lot of different stages. My routine has evolved over the years, so I'll be glad to share and help you develop yours. And if you're local, I can bring some oils that you can smell, because that's a very personal thing. Not everyone likes the same scents. And I'll be happy to help you develop that routine. But just understand too, the oils can't do all the work. You have to do the lifestyle changes as well, because the oils are support tools. They're not magic things. And if you have a very active, creative brain like mine, and you're just going to work right up until bedtime on the computer and then think you can diffuse your oils and go right to sleep, you're fooling yourself. It's not, for me anyway, it's not going to happen. So you must create those nighttime rituals, those routines that give your mind and body those cues to say, to realize you're winding down. It's time to calm the brain, calm the body so that you can rest. It doesn't happen the 5 minutes before you hit the pillow. You have to sort of anchor yourself and get those routines in place. But I'd love to help you. And then so write sleep or put sleep in the comments if you would like some help with that. And then if you if you are dealing with a very slow metabolism and you would like my ultimate guide to boost your metabolism in 5 days, I'll just put Boost in the comments and I'll send you that. because if you don't know, stress and not enough sleep, not enough good sleep, is going to make your metabolism very sluggish. So all of this walks hand in hand. And also, just a shameless plug, my book that talks a lot about sleep and stress and so many other things, holistic natured, will be out later this month, and that will give you some other suggestions as well. So be sure to follow my page for updates on the book and the next Facebook Live. And hopefully you'll have a great night's sleep tonight. So till next time, choose you, choose natural, choose now.